Dame, Giannis, or
None of the Dame was on the floor, but not live, and then the other two, no.
with did everybody else? Was everybody else able to?
Everybody went the whole practice, really good practice, long practice. Yeah, it was a good day.
Damian being on the floor, what is, I guess?
All the skeleton stuff, all the walkthrough stuff, some of the shooting. So he got some work in.
What's your schedule for this week? Are you taking tomorrow off?
Tomorrow's off. Yeah.
Okay, so then do you expect on Friday Damian will be able to?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know that. I mean, I expected yesterday, so I mean, I don't know that. But I'm assuming I would be surprised. I'll put it that way.
That's the full schedule is out, at least for the first round.
Yeah.
How do you prepare it? How does that help you knowing now?
It's fine. I mean, it is what it is. It's really nice knowing, just for planning hotels and stuff. I mean, of course, I don't do any of that, but it is nice knowing, we're only going to be there, for the 2-day stretch. You hate when you're stuck there for, 4 or 5 days, no matter where you're at. So, yeah, it's a good schedule.
Just from all your playoff experience, just what's the biggest difference just in the intent people need to be prepared for, obviously with a veteran team?
Well, it's a veteran team, and even in that, you can get stuck in being comfortable in what you used to do compared to what you need to do. There's a difference there. Just value in every possession. Every single possession is a big possession. Single possessions of 48 minutes. That's the biggest difference, I would say. And just both teams are locked in. The play is harder. They've scouted you better. Every set you run is harder to run because they know it. Every set they run is harder to run because we know it. And it often comes down to the plays after the plays on offense. Like they take you out of your first play and your second play, can you keep functioning offensively? And then all the little mistakes that you saw last night at the end of games that you make throughout the game, and they come back and haunt you.
Since you've been here, you've talked about moving the ball, maybe not getting sticky. You've talked about second side actions.
Yeah.
Maybe if Dame's not 100%, no Giannis, how much have you drilled into that these last
Every day, and you can make a case. No, it's not a very good case, but you can make a case there are going to be minutes without Dame on the floor. And so you can make the case these 2 days, that's all we've drilled. When Dame's not on the floor and they trap Chris, what are we going to do? So we're preparing for all that.
Just what have you seen from Chris being able to handle that?
It's been a lot. He was laughing today. He said, I don't know if I want the ball every single time down the floor. Yesterday, I think we went 21 straight possessions where he had the ball every single time. We did that intentionally. The plan was for Dame to have it 20, Chris to have it 20, but since Dame went out, we just gave them all to Chris. And Bobby too, and I think it's great practice for him. He came in after practice and said, "Man, I got to handle this stuff better." And today he was fantastic. So it's good for him.
Pat has said he's appreciated you trusting him with some ball handling.
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't anticipate those reps maybe meaning so much.
Yeah.
Early on, but how?
He's been good. We just gotta, all of them. They just gotta know what they're playing with. And I know that sounds trivial, but there's times where you got Chris Middleton next to him or Dame, and just give him the ball. And and those are the things we talk about the last 3 days. The play breaks down. You can either make a play or you can give it to Dame to make a play for everybody. And we got to give up ourselves and understand who we all are. And I think we're doing that.
What is the update on Giannis? How is he looking today?
I hate to tell you this. I didn't even ask today. I didn't ask about Dame today. Troy comes in and tells me who's practicing. He then wanted to start into the rest. And I said, we can talk about that later. I need to get to the practice plan. So I'll know later tonight. But I don't know an update.
Can you share any of the conversations or some of the things that you and Giannis might be saying to each other to just kind of keep the spirits up?
Yeah, just talking about the other games. I've talked to him a lot about the 5 games they've had with Indiana and things that he's seen and things he thinks we need to do, things we can't do anymore. So he's been valuable there.
We spent a lot of time yesterday talking about how their personnel is different.
Yeah.
Your guys' personnel is not all that different except one exception.
Yeah.
That's Pat Bev.
Yeah.
Just how important do you think he can be on Halliburton defensively?
Well, listen, Halliburton is a great player. So, he's going to help, but he's not going to it's not going to be one single guy. Halliburton is too good for that. He helps us because, in the past, maybe in the 5 games, there were somebody who the coach said you had to guard him. At least in our case, we have a guy who wants to. That helps.
And then, Andre's giving you guys good minutes, a lot of defensive intensity, energy.
Yeah.
Just not giving you guys.
Yeah, Dre is, he's like our relief pitcher, right? He comes in, him and Marshawn both may have a chance to play in this series, depending on who plays for us.
We were talking with Bobby yesterday. He said just how much you kind of have meant to him.
Yeah.
With you being here.
Mhm.
What's it like to have him as kind of another release valve?
Oh, it's been great. He's been so valuable for us. I think he's been far more valuable for me than I've been for him. I'll say that. He's just been really good. It's another example in our league that you don't know a guy until you either play with him or coach him. From afar, you form these other opinions about people and what they can do offensively, defensively, who they are as people, and then you coach them and get to meet them. And like half the time, all that stuff you had was wrong. Bobby, we always thought the world of offensively. We didn't know he could trap the way he could trap. I knew he could shoot. I didn't know he could shoot. You know what I mean? And where he's been so valuable to us is off the ball, flashing and making the right decisions. From afar, I would have never thought that. And he's been great with us doing that.
You had talked yesterday about how you kind of ran to this opportunity knowing full well how difficult the assignment
Yeah.
would be. Is there anything about this job so far that's just kind of surprised you, and just has it been everything you kind of expected going in?
Well, it's not been as nice as I thought we would win a lot more. But no, it's been great. And I'm not trying to play to the city, but I've enjoyed Milwaukee. When you're in college, you're broke, so you don't have a chance to go to restaurants. And now, the alumni, and I hate to say this, but I'll say the alumni that are still living, when I was in school, I can now take them to dinner. So I've had a lot of thank you dinners, which has been unbelievable, honestly. It's been great. My family gets to go to, my brother comes to every game. So there's things that I thought would be okay, but they've been way better, just personally for me. And then the basketball part, I just like the organization and the group of guys that we're coaching. They're grown people, and that's been fantastic.
Did you settle in somewhere, or are you still
Yeah,
in the hotel?
I'm finally out of the hotel. Yeah, and the hotel was great, but it's nice.
With Beauchamp, how's he doing? Because he seems like one of those guys, he's older, but he's young. Like, his
Yeah,
confidence seems
a
to
good
be
way of
so
saying that, yeah.
So how have you been?
Yeah, well, he's been injured a lot, and so, it's funny, him and I talked 2 weeks ago, and he was talking about, Coach, I'll be ready, and then the next day he was out. But now he's healthy finally, and so we'll see. But his confidence, all young guys, like if they don't play, I think this week will be great for him, for all of our guys, because we're telling them to be Indiana, and they're firing it. And you can see, because they're free and with confidence, what some of these guys may have a chance to be. And he's been really good in the practices.
In those 5 regular season games, we did see the Bucks try to pressure Halliburton in full court.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just sped them up and give them.
Yeah. You don't want to speed them up, but we call it stunning, at least we do, stemming, try to get them to go back to get the ball. Indiana wants to get the ball up between 20 and 24. 4 seconds, if it's over 4 seconds, then I guess that's a bad possession for them. They wanted to cross half court. I know they practice in 2, but they know 4 is realistic, and so when you stunt guys, maybe that's 6 or 8, and that changes what they do. So that's some of the stuff we will do.
What's the difference between good pressure and bad pressure?
Bad pressure is when you speed a guy up and he beats you off the dribble and he creates more help, and you actually get them into doing what they want to do anyway, and that's the draw and kick. Good pressure is being able to turn him but keep him in front of him. Keep them in front of you, and now all of a sudden, instead of running the play here, they're way out. If you can extend their offense because of your pressure, that's great pressure.